This is the sound tutor for Ask.Audio magazine. I'm going to share one of my favourite techniques for experimenting with new ideas using Skinner boxes, Time and Timbre Max for Live devices. So before I get stuck into some randomization to try and come up with some new ideas, I first want to show you the editing tools I'm going to use within Time and Timbre devices. So the first, if I just do a sequence, it's quite simple. The first editing is the playback rate of the pattern. Next is the actual pattern length. Shift and the arrows changes direction of playback. Remember, this is per pattern per part, so this is independent, it's polyrhythmic. So this is why it's quite interesting to work with time this way, because you can get all sorts of different sudden grooves that happen when certain things overlap in a certain way, depending on where they are in their repeat. And so we've got select octave up and down as well, which lets us nudge the content for each pattern's per part. So that's my editing tools. The only other thing that I might use is the time swing amount, which has all sorts of interesting bass rates there. So we'll come to that in a bit. So shift and just tap that to set it back to normal. So yes, let's get started. So if I hold shift, I can randomize all, which will do the patterns for every sound and also change the drum devices, the timbre devices for each of these sounds as well. If I randomize the sequence, it will just randomize the sequence per part, and it will do it within the restraints of the actual particular aspects of pattern length and playback rate, which we've already just covered. And then finally we have randomized voice, which I might use as well, which will just allow me to just randomize either all the drum voices at once without changing the sequence, or I can go into the actual devices themselves and just randomize on a per sound basis, depending on what happens. I have no idea where this is going to go. So first let's randomize all. Let's see what this sounds like. Interesting, but no cigar. Quite like that lo-fi aspect of that snare sound. So let's press mute, which allows us to just mute out different parts. Just go for that snare to start with. So that's just happening on a slightly random pattern length. It's not in sync with live, but that's fine because we're going to capture it afterwards as a MIDI clip, and we can sort it out afterwards with MIDI stretch markers to get it on the grid again. So let's see what happens when we add in something else. Does this have any content? Well, it does, but it's not playing it, so we can hold shift and we can... Don't worry too much if the clip doesn't make sense all the way through. If there's every now and then when these two layers interlock in a way that's pleasant, that's fine. We can edit that out afterwards after capture. So I just want to go to that sound and just maybe randomize that. So shift, randomize. It's interesting. Obviously quite experimental, but that's fine. So let's try the next sound. So again, there's nothing. Maybe try and randomize that again. it slips out there. But then there was a nice little groove just for that bar. So that's interesting. So let's go for this one. Same again. So let's just change the playback rate of this one, and maybe the length. Get another sound in there. Yeah, that's cool. So let's try another sound that might sound good as a bit more of a constant. So let's set this. Very interesting. And let's get to Skinner box, sorry, the time device, and there's definitely some interesting grooves in that playback. That one there, that was nice. So I'm just going to go to that snare and just slightly change that. Oh, fudge that. Let's go to there. Quite an interesting little percussive loop we've got going on now. So let's say I'm completely happy with that. I would normally spend a bit longer on it, but that's fine. For the purposes of this demo, it's fine. So let's go to session mode. I've already set up a MIDI capture track, and then all I need to do is hit record, and you'll see in live that it's now capturing all of that MIDI goodness in there. And then what I can do afterwards is basically use MIDI stretch markers to try and get the bits in time with the grid. And then once it seems like it's in time with the grid for at least the parts I want to concentrate on, then I can focus on setting my loop brace and looping around a good groove that I've come up with.